and some dry grass that acts as a fiber to hold the stove mold together. Esta es la señora Toya y el señor Tuli, que nos permitimos a grabar un video y hacer un fogón en su casa. Y esa es mi amiga Dee.
Hola.
She's the professional in the stove making and is going to show me how to do it and how do you guys to do it. This is the mold. It's just a plastic fiberglass mold that we have used a sponge to lube up the inside so that when the mold comes out, it comes out nice and smooth. And this will be, what do you call this, Dee? This part?
This would be the inside. This is going to be where the hole in the stove is.
This is where the smoke, this is going to be so that it makes a chimney.
Yeah,
where the smoke will escape. And these we're also lubing up with oil to put in there.
And now we're going to place them into the mold like this. And it has to be done on a flat surface so that the mold comes out flat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we place this. This is going to be the mouth of the stove. It's upside down right now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is going to be the mouth of the stove where you would put the wood inside of the stove.
So this is so that the chimney will stay in the center.
Yeah. So you want to make sure it's on flat ground, and then you take a string and you just kind of, it helps bind together all of these wooden parts while we will be putting the mixture into the mold.
And this same mold has already made, how many stoves have you made? She's made 15 stoves with just this single mold. There's parts that need to be fixed, but all of it's made from replaceable, recycled wood so that they can be fixed, so that they can be used a number of times. This mold looks like it has a lot of life still left in it.
Uh-huh. Y ahora no soy una experta en mezclando cemento, entonces el señor Tule tal vez puede ayudarme.
Señor Tule nos va a ayudar. So we've made a hole in the mixture and we're putting water in it. This is how you would mix cement. But if we made it completely cement, it would be really, really hard. Why do we have to use clay and sand?
Well, when you mix cement, you also mix. Here they do 1 part sand, 1 part cement. We're using the clay because in places where more rural areas where they don't have cement, they may not need to use cement, but if they did, it's only 1/3 of the bag.
So this way it's more economic. Earth and sand are both things that we can find pretty much anywhere in Panama. And then only 1/3 of a bag of cement is used. And how much does a bag of cement cost?
A bag of cement is $9. Un bolsa de cemento es como $9 más o menos, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Entonces, every stove is pretty much $3.
Okay, so a stove will only cost about $3 if we are going to have people pay for the cement. Which, if we were to train, our hopes are to train Panamanians on how to make these stoves so that they can continue making them, and if they are going to charge people for the cement, then it would only cost them $3 and maybe a little bit of the labor.
Ese color.
while he's mixing that, let me show you a little bit more. This is the dry grass that they use. Just simple, basically weeds that dry in the hot sun here. And luckily they are putting some additions onto their house, so they have some sand that they've either bought or collected from the river. It's just regular sand. They've got it covered up so that it doesn't get wet. It's like sand that you would find on the beach, especially, you know, Washington beaches. These big rocks. All things that are findable. So the initiative of these fogones or stoves is that they use a lot less kindling when cooking, and most Panamanians cook hot meals over a stove, or what they use now is like a three rocks in a circle and then put a pot on top of it and cook in that. The problem with that is it uses a lot of kindling. The women have to go out and find kindling, which in a wet climate like Panama can be very hard to find kindling in the wet season. And it also produces a lot of smoke. So these women are breathing in smoke basically all day long. And one of the #1 killers in women, at least in Panama, and I wouldn't be surprised to hear across Latin America, is respiratory diseases. Probably because they're breathing in a lot of smoke. So this is environmental because it uses less leña. Sorry, leña is kindling, firewood, and it's also better for the health because they're breathing in less smoke. So once we fill the mold, we're going to put it, once we have the mixture mixed with water, we're going to put it into the mold, and then it takes about 5 hours to dry, and then we take it out of the mold.
Está bien. No, sí que eso estaba muy seco. Eso recoge mucha agua. Ahí lo vamos a llevar poquito a poco hasta que todo quede así.
So he's taking all the dry stuff from the outside and putting it into the middle. This way there's always a little pool of water in the middle. And you can see how much Panamanians like to help with these projects. I like to be involved.
We didn't even know that he was home. Thank God he was.
And he looks like an expert mixer. And this is a great way to build relationships with people. Ahorita yo les voy a enseñar su video. Ustedes ya son famosos.
We can put it on my computer and I can show you.
You can see that Dee and I are dressed.
Looking good.
It's hard to look good in the campo. Let me just show you how beautiful the surroundings are here. This is the summer months, so do not be fooled by the blue skies. But it sure is beautiful, isn't it?
Ahí bien.
¿Y usted cuántas veces usted usa como su estufa a cocinar como frijoles,